Shanna here. Welcome to my channel all about finding joy while living with the autoimmune protocol. I am so glad to have you here. So this week I am dishing about my favorite autoimmune protocol AIP cookbooks. I got asked this question last week on Instagram. It is a question I get asked pretty often, and so I thought I'd go ahead and make a video, share my favorite AIP cookbooks, why I love them, and share with you guys a couple AIP cookbooks that I'm so excited that are coming out later this year. So let's go ahead and dive in and get started. So these cookbooks are going to be great for, whether you're on the autoimmune protocol, about to start the autoimmune protocol, if you have a loved one with autoimmune disease that you're just trying to support, if you're just trying to clean up your eating, if you want to, cook healthy for your family. These cookbooks are awesome for all of that. So let's go ahead and dive in. So first up, the Paleo Approach Cookbook by Dr. Sarah Ballantyne. This book is loaded with information on the autoimmune protocol, on the nutritional and lifestyle support of autoimmune disease. The whole first 100 pages are just filled with basics, like information on how to get you started on the AIP, how to get back in the kitchen, how to batch cook, food prep, all kinds of awesome stuff. So, and then this also has over 200 AIP recipes. So awesome. One of my favorite parts of this cookbook is each recipe has a nutritional facts. And it dives deep into the nutritional facts of each recipe. So I don't know if you guys can see, but they're all this is the nutritional facts right here. So a lot, and it gets detailed, like what types of fats, what types of carbohydrates, the types of proteins. And it drills down the vitamins. So you can look and if you know that you need more of a certain vitamin, you can pick out recipes that focus on that have a lot, are a great source of that vitamin. Also minerals, it tells you how many of each of the minerals. So awesome cookbook for that. Some of my favorite recipes in here are not even really recipes. So there's a page all about salads, and it has all kinds of salads ideas, like leafy greens, like crunchy stuff to add into your salads, proteins, different veggies, all kinds of stuff. It's really detailed. I love it. And then, so if I'm kind of in a salad rut, I could flip it open and get new ideas. Also, salad dressing. She has 5 basic salad dressing recipes that are easy to make if you're a beginner. They're all AIP. My favorite is the basic vinaigrette. So good. And then another favorite recipe is the kale chips. So the kale chips are something I tried when I was pretty early on, I think, in my AIP journey, and I was just wanting something crunchy. And these hit the spot. They're so good. I will say that my kids are not the biggest fan. So a lot of the recipes I share, my kids and my husband love. I was the only one that was a fan of the kale chips. So just a disclaimer that I have I eat very clean and I loved them, but my family wasn't the biggest fan. So, but anyways, I highly recommend this book, especially for beginners, somebody who wants an overview. It has packed full of information. I also recommend the Paleo Approach book too. Just a note on this, even if you are not a beginner, if you are a seasoned AIPer or a seasoned paleo eater, this book is great for you too, because it has so many ways to change up recipes, to dive into nutrient density, make sure you're getting what your body needs. So this book isn't just great for beginners. I keep coming back to it even though I've been on the AIP for a year and a half. So great resource. It's available on Amazon. I've seen it in bookstores too. I will put a link if you're interested in it on Amazon below. Next up, The Nutrient Dense Kitchen by Mickey Trescott. So this is one of the newer AIP books. I believe it came out earlier this year, and I love it. So things I love about this, it's gonna sound a little bit funny at first, but I love that it's nice and sturdy. So it's a hardcover. It's nice and sturdy. I tend to beat up my cookbooks when I cook. They're very loved, and so this one's pretty sturdy. I love that, and there's just it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful pictures inside. I love it. So favorite recipes in here. So this has over 125 AIP recipes, and my favorites, I'll share 3 favorites with you. The first is the bacon turkey. I always mess up the name of this. Bacon charred turkey skillet, I think is what it's called. It's got bacon, it's got turkey, it's got charred, and it's a skillet. So look for those in the title. But it's really great. It's a great recipe for making ahead of time. It's a great recipe for breakfast. I love it. I like to make a big batch and then portion it out and either freeze them or put them in the fridge, and then I reheat it. It reheats really well. I reheat it in a skillet of coconut oil, and I like to add in some cinnamon. if I'm eating it for breakfast. So really good recipe. Another recipe is the chicken patties. My whole family loves that recipe. Well, they like the skillet too, but the chicken patties are great. They're I think the recipe is called marjoram scented chicken patties. And I love it because it feeds our family of 4 for 2 meals, or it feeds our family 4 for 1 meal, and then I have leftovers for a few days. So I love that. And it's just like it's just a really yummy twist on like a regular chicken burger. But like it's like a regular chicken burger, like that is like a big party in your mouth. It's so good. And so those are great to pair with like a salad or veggies for a quick and easy dinner. They're quick and easy to make. They're also really good leftover, reheated in a skillet. So I like that one. And then I love the bison shepherd's pie too. It's like one of my family's favorite. I think it might be my husband's favorite AIP recipe I make. That is one of those recipes, the bison shepherd's pie, where it's even like better the next day. It's so good. That's another great one for food prepping. A note on that, she does say to make it in a skillet and then just put the skillet in the oven. I always make it in like a 9x13 casserole dish, and I noticed it like goes a little bit farther that way. Then I portion out the leftovers. And kind of a funny story, so my mom made this. We just moved out of state a couple months ago, and we lived by my parents previously, and so my mom made me this for like one of our last dinners there. And the next day, my daughter and I were driving all the way up out of state to our new home. And so she made this bison shepherd's pie and then portioned it out. And legit, I ate it in the car cold and it was still so good. So anyway, bison shepherd's pie, so good. This cookbook is, I don't know if I would recommend it for beginners. If you're like really comfortable in the kitchen and you really love like recipes, then 100% great for beginners. For me, I think it might have been a little bit much. I kept things super simple for several months on the AIP. I just focused on like a protein and veggies and fats and fruit. So not that the recipes are hard, they're not, but just kind of know who you are or who you're buying it for. And if they love flavorful recipes, they love to change it up, then this is great for them. If they're like simpler, maybe wait. So anyways, love this cookbook. But last but not least, the Healing Kitchen. So this is an awesome AIP cookbook. There's over 175 AIP recipes in it. I love the bonuses in this. Well, they're not like, you know how there's always chapters in a cookbook that aren't recipes, it's just like extra information? That's what I'm calling bonuses. So I think it's chapter 3. It's on things like getting back in the kitchen and how to get started and meal prep and like really good information. I love that. Some of my favorite recipes in here, it's kind of funny. My favorites even though I'm not a big AIP dessert person, when I start eating AIP desserts, it turns into like I do it more often and then I don't feel as well. And so I try to limit how often I eat AIP desserts, but my favorite ones come from here. So the cinnamon banana ice cream is so good. And you may look at the recipe and be like, really, Shanna? Like, there's like 3 ingredients or 4 ingredients and it takes 5 minutes. Like, that's your favorite? And I'm like, yeah, it's simple, but it's so good. And it really hits a spot when I'm like, I used to love ice cream. And so it really hits a spot when I'm wanting, I don't know, I don't really crave ice cream anymore, but I don't know, it's kind of nice to have kind of like a cold treat that tastes like ice cream, especially in the summer. So I love that. I also love, what are they? Toasted coconut cream pops is what they're called, I think. And it's like an ice cream popsicle is what it tastes like a toasted coconut ice cream popsicle. And they're so good. I love those. The recipe says it only makes 4. When I make the recipe, it makes like 5 or 6 in my popsicle molds. And I just keep them in the freezer and have them on hand. My daughter and I also made one of the gummies recipes from here, and we had a lot of fun with that. That was our first time making gummies, and it was pretty fun. So that's a great kids activity too. And all 3 of those things do not take long at all. Like the prep time on each is probably like 5 minutes, if that, and then they just like freeze up in the freezer. So really easy, really simple. This is a number of my friends, my AIP Instagram friends, love this cookbook, and they've tried the hamburger stew. I've heard it's awesome. I haven't tried it yet. I think I'm gonna be making it next week. And then thin crust pizza crust or thin pizza crust recipe in here. That's AIP, I've heard is really good too. So highly recommend this cookbook too. Then there's a couple more AIP cookbooks coming out this year that I'm so excited about. The first one is by Michelle at Unbound Wellness. Her website's amazing. I love her Instagram too. She is coming out with a cookbook. It is called the Autoimmune Protocol Comfort Food Cookbook. And it's going to have over 100 recipes, comfort food recipes that are all AIP compliant. Awesome! And it's coming out, I think it's September 10th. It's actually available for pre-order right now. I will link it below. Okay, and the other AIP cookbook that is coming out this year is called the Autoimmune Protocol Meal Prep Cookbook by Sophie at A Squirrel in the Kitchen. And Sophie, I just love Sophie too. I'm so excited for this. It's going to feature actually 10 weekly AIP compliant menus, grocery lists, batch cooking instructions, so excited about that too. That's also available for pre-order on Amazon, and I'll link that below too. Thank you for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, please comment. I'd love it if you shared your favorite AIP cookbooks. I have not tried them all. These are just out of the ones I've tried, these are my favorite. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I publish new videos every Thursday. Occasionally I do a bonus video, a different day of the week, and this is just one of those bonus videos. So go ahead and check back Thursday for my new regular YouTube video. Hope you guys have an awesome day and an awesome week.